Okay, today's digital training aid is going to focus on removal and replacement of damaged ring lock inserts. A couple things I want to address before we get into the repair procedure is, first we need to understand what type of hole we are dealing with. So I'm using an aft compressor case off of a GENX product line. So we can have what's referred to as a blind hole on the case, which means it is a hole that does not go all the way through the assembly. You can have a through hole, which does go through the assembly into essentially the gas path. You can check to see if it's a through hole by simply shining a light on the back side of the hole. If you can see the light, then that is a through hole. And the last type of hole we have is a blind through hole. That means there is something obstructing you from getting to the back side of the hole, and you will most likely not be able to place any tape on the hole to prevent fog from falling into the gas path. If you are working with a blind through hole, my biggest recommendation that I can make as far as protecting fog from getting down into the gas path while you're drilling out the ring lock is to create a nylon plug that you can thread into the damaged insert, and then when you extract the damaged insert, the plug comes with it. And then that nylon plug is just, again, just a piece of a nylon screw that we've chopped down 5/16, and then we cut a slot into it for a flat bladed screwdriver, so you're able to screw it in. Okay, so we can just place it in the damaged insert, grab our flat bladed screwdriver, and fortunately with the nylon material, even if the threads are damaged, it's malleable enough to where it will continue threading in, and we just need to get it to a proper depth so we can still break the ring lock. Okay, and then again, when we extract, that plug will come out with the damaged insert. For today's video, we are just working with a through hole. So the first step is I want to go ahead and tape off my working area as well as the back side of the hole to prevent fog from falling down into the gas path. So I've just got my tape. Make sure the hole is fully covered. And then I'm also going to prep my repair area because I don't want to cause any damage to the case while I'm drilling. For the removal process, you're going to need simply a power drill, a drill bit, a stop collar, and an easy out. Okay? Those are the only tools that are really required for removal. You may want to have some engine oil on hand. If you feel like the bit or the ring, the locking ring itself is getting too hot, apply a little engine oil during the process to keep everything cool. If you overheat these rings, they will fuse to the insert and makes them much more of a challenge to remove and replace. Okay, so while drilling, I focus more on pressure, radial pressure, than I do on rotational speed. You can actually rotate the bit very slowly and feel it chewing into the material and breaking that lock by applying a substantial amount of pressure to the power drill. Okay. We also want to ensure that the stop collar is installed to the correct depth per the AMM. Okay. That can be found in the standard practices manual for ring lock insert replacement. Okay. Because we don't want to damage the inserts on the actual case. So we're just simply trying to break the lock on the ring. So I've got my stop collar installed to the correct depth, okay? And when we're drilling, we want to make sure we're not drilling at deflected angles, okay? We want to stay centered and just radially in line with the insert as we apply pressure. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start slowly rotating the drill. feel like it's getting a little hot, again, I can apply a small amount of engine oil. To keep everything cool. Okay, so very carefully, I'm going to remove my bit and show you that the ring has come off. Okay, so we have broken the lock. Did not do any damage to the case. Okay, so now what we need to do is remove the damaged insert. We're drilling, and then go ahead and grab a tap and easy out. A tap T-handle and easy out. And we can wind this out of the case. There's your damaged insert. So you can see some of the serrations. That's where the lock was broke. Now that the damaged insert is out, I want to inspect the threads on the inside. Okay, so I want to thoroughly inspect this entire area, make sure no damage to the threads occurred, and as long as I've assessed that the threads for the insert are in good shape, I can go ahead and prep my new insert for installation. So for installing a new insert, all we will need is an Allen wrench and the replacement insert. So once I have the replacement insert and my Allen wrench, I'll also need a depth gauge. I'm going to use a caliper that has a depth gauge built into it. You want to go ahead and set that depth gauge to the limits in the standard practices manual for ring lock insert installation. Okay. So I'm going to take the insert portion and make sure I have it in the direct facing position, which is the serrations where the ring lock is swedged into or outboard. Place it on the Allen wrench. Again, I've already visually inspected the hole and the threads, so now I can carefully wind this in. And then what I'm going to do is get my depth gauge and check for appropriate seating. Looks good. Go ahead and remove the tape. And now what I need to do is get the swedging tool and the locking ring. The locking ring is position sensitive and actually has nomenclature that says what position the top should be in. So you should be able to see the word top when you install these. Okay? And we can go ahead and place that over the insert. And then all you'll need is a small ball peen hammer and the swedging tool. Okay? There are different size swedging tools for different size inserts. Once I have the tools, I'm going to place the swedging tool inside the insert and swedge the ring lock into place. And we have successfully removed and replaced a ring locked insert. I can go ahead and remove the tape from the back side of the hole, and your repair is complete.